architect, the same architect who made these statues of horse tamers we saw across the fountain river, Claude. The architect, when he finished, the resemblance to his 3 daughters and wife.
You got a dial license. To do?
You can do anything you want.
Okay.
What, do you want to do something? Oh, that's good. I'll get a close-up on your face. Oh, look at that face. Oh.
Look at that nose.
Look at that nose, that nose.
So that nose, clown's nose.
So why don't we get a good look at you? Oh, look at that sexy man. Oh, look at those feet. And here we go. We've got some people coming past. You keep walking and I'll just keep filming. He just picks up old ladies. Picks them up just like that. See the magic of being a clown? Anybody you want to talk to, off you go. You just go up and say hello. It's wonderful. Here it comes. These little flowers. The little rose amongst the thorns of life.
Ah, mama.
Spreading his love and joy. Having had a misunderstood childhood, we all understand. So, it's bye-bye. We've just been to the Orthodox Church and now we're going to the bus.
At names of the former communist leaders, different revolutionary names.
Wow.
Just maybe trying to restore the old traditions of St. Petersburg and to come.
It's really, yes, it's an icon of miracle. It was presented by Greek Orthodox Church to Russian Orthodox Church, just when this cathedral was inaugurated in the at the beginning of the 19th century. So we'll be quiet inside, no pictures, because it's a functioning church. And if we are happy, we will see the second floor, because it's the most beautiful, for me, in my opinion, the most beautiful. Icon of miracle, I'll show you.
You may, if you want to lit up a candle, you take little money with you, like rubles.
Don't think about it.
No, I don't.
Keep going, it's good. 1 century old.
I so much wanted to hear that in English.
What?
I didn't dare.
It's my mate from the Netherlands.
That's where they have soup, I think from a restaurant.
Great idea of Peter the Great.
Do you dare to let yourself feel that? It actually was a quote from Marianne Williamson. And a lot of how you speak will not help a love revolution. If I could show you how you spoke yesterday, you can see that you're actually inarticulate about the weak. If love is to make a difference, it can no longer be inarticulate. One, false humility or whatever it is for a person to think, because I know she's tough, I can bring up Erin. One, because she so clearly is great to everybody, right? Am I wrong?
Yep.
Okay, she's clearly great to everybody. And she thinks she speaks like she feels less great than I. And in fact, she said yesterday, everybody else. We cannot tolerate this kind of thinking anymore. If you really want peace and justice, if you really want presidents and world leaders and a world that survives, you got to hear that people think you're great, know you're great, and get to fucking work. And get articulate about it. Great does not mean greater than. It's not a comparison or a competition. Everyone is great. Most people give it up or never even see it. Most people in my 35 years in medicine never ever see themselves as great. There's not one of you that isn't great, diagnostically. Without operating from a base of feeling you're great, you're not going to be able to do your dreams for peace and justice, and you'll just be mouthing them. You've got to get articulate. You can't stumble over what you experienced on this trip. What it meant. Oh, it was great. Oh, it was loving. It's important to analyze it. I really wanted to give a lecture on leadership this evening. Everything that happened on this trip was manipulated. All right? In a love revolution, okay, the money and power revolution operates with a very few people and wanting to lessen that number all the time, and they lead through money and power over. That's a model from the beginning of recorded history. The love revolution will never ever lead from a few to the many. It will be a revolution where everyone is a leader, but no one will feel like a not leader. This trip was led. How you make a group of people that are completely diverse and different and don't even speak the language within 24 hours feel like they're part of a team is a made thing. If you're interested in learning about leadership, I can talk to you about it and actually tell you how it happened. The main way it happened is in the people you choose to work with. The mere team, the individual people, that by exposing you to Maria and her team, by choosing the 5 of us that led the trip, all that had a way of making this experience happen. It did not happen for 1 second ever by happenstance. It happened by direction. It didn't happen by me ordering things around. It happened by you taking yourself in hand and deciding on this trip to be loving and deciding on this trip to be a group. Since 9/11, I've been asking my audiences, what is your love strategy? We know the revenge, fear, violence strategy. Okay, the people go into the Twin Towers, blow up, let's bomb Afghanistan. Boy, was the country behind it. Did anyone in the Pentagon say, you know, it's never worked. Violence has never once worked in history to stop violence. I wonder how love would work on it. So I started to ask my audiences, what is your love strategy? And how are you implementing it? This trip is a love strategy. It is manipulated to give you 2 weeks to see what regular day-to-day loving and service would be like. Ladies and gentlemen, this is average. It becomes special in a world of loving money and power. But these are average days in a loving world. A bunch of diverse people, don't even share the language, really having fun with each other, looking after each other, of all ages. We have the first 9 decades represented here. All right, so we have a collection. We have people that don't even speak the language. They're sitting here watching me say something. I have no idea what I'm saying. And they're sitting here absorbing something. We don't have a lot of time. So you can't be wimpy about being loving. If you like this, you made your part. No one here made your part in it. And it, the whole, is great because each one made their part. And you can learn it. You can learn how to go in an elevator and make the love revolution right there. And I want you to get comfortable with the word revolution. Walt Whitman was a revolution. Einstein was a revolution. Most revolutions have been nonviolent. And the love revolution isn't going to have a violent anything. But you can notice, if you watched people speak last night, how inarticulate we really are about loving. And about actually what happened, how it happened, your own role in it, how you might carry it on. We made it. It was created by leadership, but a different kind of leadership. A simple way it's called is servant leadership. Have the people leading work harder than the other people. And I'm saying these things partly because I have my own concerns about how long humanity can last. And if you've experienced 2 weeks of people getting along and loving each other and sharing and being ready to contribute to Irina. How many had at least a 10-minute conversation with Irina? Who the hell is Irina? That's who Wildman asked you to give your money to. And you may cough up $20, somebody you didn't talk with, and yet you want to do it. That's how everyone is fed in the world. This is the microcosm of the solutions. We are not perfect as people, but love is having us all have what feels like a big experience only because we don't have often the day-to-day experience of a loving tribe. Anthropologists say that for most of human history, this was the rough size of a tribe, which is partly why it is this size. That tribes were, for hundreds of thousands of years, something about this size. And everything done can be quickly learned. You have a chance here to experience and try to make friends with this many people. Or quickly feel the friendship of a stranger. There will be people on the trip here you actually can't say you spent very much time with, and yet you feel connected to them. That's how you don't want to bomb Iraq. Is to feel connected. That whole corny thing about we're all brothers and sisters, you can actually know is possible because you did it here. No one here will have a deep, long conversation with everyone here. And yet you will feel like you did. For most of you, if not all of you. It feels like you all feel that way in my judging and interpreting group dynamics. So one, I want to offer my services to you to say that everyone is a leader. There's not a timetable on it. And most all of why anything happened here was because the leadership that happened here is friends worked with friends. Those of us who know Olga and Sveta and Irina, Marina and Maria know those connections. I only see them 2 weeks a year, and during the trip I actually don't have a lot of time to spend with them, and I actually want you to have a lot of time to spend with them. So I want you to wonder what your love strategy is. And if people here on this trip are saying you're great, I want you to dare to believe it. And stop being wimpy about feeling your greatness. And if for some reason you cannot find that quote from Nelson Mandela's inaugural address, write me and I'll send it to you. Because it's a whopper and a humdinger. About this very thing. No one person or small group of people or any of the way in history that leadership has happened will make the love revolution happen. It will happen by some critical mass of huge numbers of leaders leading. And huge numbers of people leading side by side each other, not in front of each other. Oh, there it is, right there at 59. And we're due at 8 o'clock. So that's roughly what I wanted to say. You know, I'm blissing out on the trip because when you actually see that love can be in this action, you know, next time you're with 30 people, try to create it and see how complicated it is. You already know, right? There's no one here young enough not to know how hard it is to create it by themselves unless they learn the skills. So every person you're with, every human being you're with on an elevator or anywhere, if you learn how to do this, that's a giant start. And you can be rebuffed, hit, raped. There are all sorts of ways that that gesture are done, and a lot milder ones that scare people from that gesture for the rest of their life. So this is a fabulous opportunity for you to really look and study leadership of mixing diversity of unknown people and making a family feeling within 24 hours. Who felt a part of this group within 24 hours? Just be honest. Raise Weston's hand, would you? I speak for Weston. Okay. That is possible, and you can get better at it every day if you think that the moment you're in that moment is your love strategy. So let's go out and be our parts. Thank you. Please do not in front of me for the rest of this trip act like you're not great, or think you're not great, or think somebody here is better at something than you are. You know, you're lying. And it doesn't serve anything to do it. Thank you. We're actually 8:01 and time to go. So, tomorrow.
Karen, can you give me a bit of a rundown on your experience here, what you've learned?
Okay, what I've learnt is from tonight, the speech that you may have just seen that Patch gave was really just about us not putting ourselves down and realising that each of us are great. And there's been a lot of great life that have inspired me. There's Paddy O'Hanlon, who's the manager of the night shelter I used to work at, who I think is awesome. And Ros Colwell, who worked on a project that I visited in Nigeria. And Maria of Maria's Children here in Russia. And that's just people that I've met that I think are inspirational. But what this trip has done is there are aspects of individual inspiration within each person that you talk to and meet from all different walks of life, different nationalities. But also what this trip has done is confirmed a lot to me, that where before I've had doubts of my abilities, it's actually just confirmed that I can do things that I want to do with regards to personal projects. And it's also confirmed that although these people that I consider great are great, they're also human beings, and I fall into that category. So,
do you?
by context, I'm great.
Yay! I think you're great too. Thank you.
Everybody's great. And
They are.
It's just a matter of finding it and believing it.
Absolutely.
So,
Hallelujah.
here's to being great.
Yay! Let's have another vodka.
Yay!
Yay! That'll be great. Bye. You tell me your name. Are you able to remember it? Now, what's your name? Come on. Clown name. Now, let's not waste a lot of tape here. Eka. That's the Perth cricket ground, the Eka. All right, go on. So, why are you here?
I wanted to meet some.